Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin mi naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination, and maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to, performed by Alberto Perez. And Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants. Those are the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos Beach. And then there's the El Dorado Restaurant Beach Club right next door. So you can enjoy that fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand right at the water's edge, or riverside at the newest addition to the Grupo, the Le Bistro Jazz Cafe, overlooking the Rio Quale on beautiful Isla Quale. Well, Lapa Lapa, El Dorado, and Le Bistro Cafe, they're so romantic. They're so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week, we are going to be going to Gaby's restaurant and bar in Central Vallarta. We're going to be talking with Chef Julio Cesar Casañon Perez, Gaby's younger brother. It's been 8 years since I interviewed Gabriela, and so much time has passed that we need to catch up on what's going on at Gaby's, including Chef Julio's cooking classes and more. We even had a chance to talk about a dispute that they had with a neighbor that created some international news. I don't know if you remember that or not, but we will get to that. We have Vallarta news and more. So let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 23rd of August, 2025. I always like to talk about weather, and, if you're heading to Puerto Vallarta, weather is very important to know about. June was a record month for rainfall in Vallarta, but August and July, they've been mostly busts. June, which you only can count 15 days because the rainy season just basically starts the middle of the month. They had a ton of rain, but July and August, not so good. And the funny thing is, in this town, unless you've got a hurricane or a big tropical storm coming to give us a big drenching, we don't get a full-on drenching in town. Example is we live just above the Zona Romantica. We live in Colonia Alta Vista. We had a big rainstorm like 3 nights ago, I should say. And I went to go check my rain gauge. It was an inch of rain. But about 5 miles away in Pitial, our friends Deb and Ray had they had no rain. So we're doing a rain dance in Puerto Vallarta. We need the rain. And if you remember, we started out with a group of Pacific hurricanes early on in the season, but that tropical storm and hurricane season basically has kind of petered out, at least for now. September and October, they are traditionally pretty active months in Puerto Vallarta for hurricanes, so we'll see what the future has in store for us. And as I said, all I can tell you is we need more of that wet stuff. Many restaurants in Puerto Vallarta have been announcing vacation closures as the tourist population kind of dwindles down. Very few north of the border visitors are coming in. I mean, we do get the occasional cruise ship, but no, they're far and few between. We did see 2 of them actually came in on the same day on Tuesday this week, but currently, we've got lots of Mexican national tourists, and it's a summer break in Mexico. So a lot of these people, they come to Vallarta from other parts of Mexico, but it's just not enough to pick up the slack at some of your favorite restaurants. So just keep that in mind if you plan to be in town between now and October 1st. you should check before you head out to your planned dining destination. And just because it says that they're open on the Face Bag page or on the Google Maps, it doesn't mean that they are. Let me tell you, I speak from experience on this. Make sure you just call them, just message them first. That's actually the best plan. And make sure you know when they're going to close. Sometimes they'll close a little early too if it's slow. So now all of this is because we are heading into what locals refer to as Septiembre, and septi as in septiembre or September in Spanish, and hambre, which means hunger in Spanish. Combine the two, it means hungry September. And hey, it can be a difficult time for food workers in this town because customers and tips are far and few between, especially if your boss closes your workplace, right? And so and the fact of the matter is that it's not just the employees that need the time off. The restaurant owners need a break too. Not just a rest, but they use a slow period to do renovations, to clean up, to paint, make repairs to the restaurants and to their properties. And so anyway, keep that in mind and consider yourself forewarned. Speaking of forewarned, it is very hot and it is very humid in paradise right now. We've been putting together actually a list of air-conditioned restaurants that are all over town. I'll be sharing that list with you next time we get together. If you think of a couple that you think are hidden that I might not know about, you want to go ahead and send me that. I'll add it to the list. We have a bunch of new taxes and fees that are being approved or being proposed if you are visiting Puerto Vallarta. So let's go over a few of them, if we may, please. First of all, there are the port fees. Talked about cruise ships earlier. We've actually finally gotten the scoop on the new port fees for passengers arriving in Puerto Vallarta by cruise ship. The fee began July 1st, 2025. It will cost you $5 per passenger to get off a cruise ship in Mexico, $10 next year, and $15 in 2027, and a whopping $21 in 2028. This is going to be added to the total cost of your cruise. So if you're cruising, you'll be able to look forward to that for the next few years. You'll be able to see that on your ticket. Now, originally, the fee was due to be $42, and we talked about that. But this was a final compromise between the Mexican government and the cruise industry. And it all ended in this particular deal. Industry analysts expect up to 10 million cruise passengers will visit Mexico this year, and that translates into a lot of pesos, right? But that's not all. A new tourist fee of 141 pesos, or about $15 US, is going to be collected from foreign visitors in Puerto Vallarta starting in September. This fee, also known as the non-resident rights fee, or the DNR fee, was approved by the Jalisco State Congress earlier in the year and later by the Vallarta City Council. It'll be collected upon arrival, likely at payment modules installed at the airport and maritime terminal. Oftentimes, it's added to the price of your ticket. So, as I said earlier, we'll see if that will apply to, your airplane ticket. We'll see. The funds are said to be intended to improve local infrastructure, such as beaches, streets, and the boardwalk. And that's a good thing. So we'll get back to the boardwalk in just a minute, but there's more fees coming your way. Here we go. If you drive or have a car in Puerto Vallarta, parking meters are on the way again. The city council once again is considering plans to install parking meters in Vallarta, specifically in the Marina, Vallarta, and Versailles areas, as well as in certain parts of downtown and the Zona Romantica. The city is also considering implementing a virtual parking meter system, which would likely involve using a mobile app or QR codes to pay for parking. The goal of the project, of course, is to collect funds for the city and to free up spaces in the tourist areas by making it too expensive or maybe even too inconvenient to park your vehicle on the streets for days at a time. So we'll see how that goes. I remember talking with Gil Gevins years ago. Gil was, he worked at, he was with Lucy and still is at, still with Lucy. Lucy's Cucugubana is long gone, but he told a story about when the city installed parking meters. Overnight income, these parking meters all over the zona romantica. And the kids thought that they were gumball machines. And so they got pretty upset when they put pesos in and the gumballs didn't come rolling out. So anyway, a lot of locals, some of them were kind of cut off the tops of these. Some of them used pesos lathered in like crazy glue to feed the machines. So anyway, those quickly disappeared. I wonder why. What fun times. But yeah, no wonder the virtual meter is gonna be the way to go. But what a hassle. Hey, look, I don't have a car. We don't have a car. And now we've been here for a year. We haven't had a car for an entire year. And I gotta say, it's really nice. I mean, there's no insurance. There's no gas stops. You don't have to, look, watch the gas guys. They pump your gas. You don't have to look for a parking spot. You don't have to worry about now. You don't have to worry about putting an app on your phone for parking. You don't have to worry about your car. You're sitting on the street, right? You don't have to worry about some kid on a motorcycle crashing into you and blaming you for an accident. It's pretty freeing. It really is. And finishing up with the new fees and taxes, the Vallarta City Council is looking into mobile platforms like Airbnb, Booking.com, Vrbo, to add another tax to tourists through digital bookings. Puerto Vallarta's newest tourist tax would add a 1 to 3% sanitation fee on platform stays in the coming year, 2026. The tax is said to be going towards funding clean water, green spaces, and local environmental work. Plans are in the works, and if I hear more about it, you'll hear about it too. So at least for now, that rounds out the new fee segment of the podcast. Getting back to having no car, that no car thing. It's funny living here. When you don't have a car, you take a lot of taxis, a lot of Ubers. But over the months, the cab drivers, they get to know you, and we try to go to the same CTO around the Zona Romantica all the time. We've tried a bunch of them around, and some of them, we don't like them. We don't like how they work, and others we do. So we found one that we liked, and we use that one most of the time. And, especially when we're ready to, head up the hill after an evening out on the town, or when we're too lazy or it's too, damn hot to walk up our hill. We live up, if you know where Casa Isabel is, up in Colonia Alta Vista. We're neighbors. We're way up there. Alta Vista, means high view in Spanish, and we have a great view, but great views, they come at a cost, and it's straight uphill. So yeah, we take cabs at least once a day. I'd say right now, 70% of those taxistas know who we are. They know us. It's pretty cool. So, it's easy to pick us out. My wife and I are pretty, we're tall, we're 6 feet tall. And they all know where we live. We get in the car, they go, let's go. And, they ask how we're doing, and they tell us about their day. And they even honk at us, when we're walking down the street, and not, just to say hi. So it's pretty cool. Most of the time, our conversations are in Spanish, and that helps. So learn Spanish if you don't already know it. But if you do know it, you understand what I'm talking about. And anyway, we were really enjoying taking cabs. We've had our issues. I mean, it's not all fun and games. Actually, maybe next week I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the issues we've had with taxis and taxistas. But, just make sure before you get into a cab, discuss the fee. Ask the cab driver, ¿cuánto cobra? Or ¿cuánto cuesta? ¿Cuánto cuesta ir wherever you're going to go, like ir a Iglesia or ir a Costco, whatever it is. Make sure that you know what he's going to charge you before you get in the car, and that will actually solve a lot of problems that you would ever have with a taxi. Agree on that price, get in the cab, and most of the time they're going to treat you right. So we did have an Uber issue. A driver didn't turn off the ride when I reached my interview over at Gaby's, actually. We were overcharged, and we were overcharged a lot. So after a couple emails, and it took a couple emails, the matter was solved. Just a reminder for you to ask your Uber driver, when you get to the end of the ride, ask him to turn off the ride, and to ask him to end the ride is what you tell him to do. And then always check your charges, when you get home on your computer or, on your cell phone. So just make sure. They are revitalizing many parts of the Malecon right now. If you walk on the Malecon, I'm talking about the Malecon extension. The extension is like from the amphitheater, if you know where the amphitheater is, where the Naval Museum is, they're right on the corner. And then you head south towards the bridge over the Rio Quale. That's the Malecon extension. That's where they're doing a ton of work, and it's loud and it's noisy right now. So if you're going to be, doing some business over there, make sure they're not working. Here is an article from AZ Noticias, which I find very interesting. The city of Puerto Vallarta revitalizing parts of the Malecon. Formal merchants on the boardwalk demand the relocation or removal of informal and street vendors. Business owners, restaurants, and bars located on the Puerto Vallarta boardwalk are asking that the remodeling serve to clean up the area and prioritize businesses that comply with the law and municipal regulations. This article is written by Osvaldo Grandados. Business owners, restaurants, and bars located along the Puerto Vallarta boardwalk held a meeting with municipal authorities to learn about the renovations to the stretch from the Naval Museum to the Quale River. Work has already begun and will continue through December. In addition to learning about the project, members of the Malecon Business Bar and Restaurant Association took advantage of the meeting to call for the removal, or at least the relocation, of the informal businesses that arrive each morning or afternoon and leave at night. Businessman Mario Mejia, a member of the association, warned that the presence of unlicensed vendors directly affects established businesses. As formal businesses, what we are asking for is regulation, because there are already many informal businesses that don't pay taxes, licenses, electricity, or provide jobs, and these types of businesses are affecting us. If possible, we should also remove them from this area, he said. Mejia noted that the rents paid by businesses on the seafront are high and contrasted with the informality of street vendors, who also do not generate jobs or real economic benefits. They want a clean tarp-free boardwalk. The businessman proposed that informal vendors be relocated to areas like the Quale River or parks, but not remain on the boardwalk. Many of us on the boardwalk pay very high rents to have a view and a clean space, but what we have in front of us are tarps, informal commerce, street vendors, and we ask that they be formalized, registered, and pay taxes, and if not, that they leave, he emphasized. And I have a link to that article from the aznoticias.mx in the show notes. You can find it at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. So very interesting. And the merchants, they're right. It's like every night you're walking on the Malecon, and it seems like there's more vendors selling stuff on the Malecon every time you're out there. And it's not stuff, a lot of it isn't made in Mexico. It's, made somewhere else. And I have photos. I have photos of the merchants and the street vendors that I took just a couple days ago. I got them in the show notes. So be prepared. Sounds like they'll be working on that all the way through December. Speaking of Malecon improvements, remember when I reported on the plans to build a new Malecon and a new pier in Cinco de Diciembre? That was a project that was proposed by Jalisco Governor Lemus. Well, it seems that the plan has been scaled back due to lack of funds. And here's the new plan. This is from Banderas News. Puerto Vallarta is moving forward with a major expansion of its iconic Malecon, reinforcing its commitment to improving public spaces for residents and tourists alike. The next phase of development will extend the boardwalk from 31st of October Street to Venezuela Street, creating easier access to Hidalgo Park and improving foot traffic in the area. The project includes leveling sidewalks to make them more accessible, adding planters and new seating, and preserving the existing bike path. These updates support active mobility while maintaining a clean, functional, and welcoming environment. At the same time, renovation work is already underway on the stretch between 31st de Octubre Street and the Quality River Bridge. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. This section is receiving upgrade in lighting, improved electrical systems, refurbished planters, and repairs to perimeter slabs. Additional benches and trash bins are also being installed to make the area more comfortable and user-friendly. Yeah, they want to also kick out the vendors. These improvements are part of a broader plan to fully modernize the Malecon. A key element of this initiative is Mi Malecon Renace, a public survey exploring the possibility of reopening a portion of the boardwalk to vehicle traffic. With every upgrade, the Malecon continues to evolve, strengthening Vallarta's reputation as a world-class destination known for its beauty, hospitality, and thoughtfully designed infrastructure. Originally built in 1936, the Malecon underwent major transformation in 2011, becoming a pedestrian-friendly space enriched with sculptures, cultural features, and improved facilities. Continued maintenance since then has helped preserve its appeal, making it one of the city's most treasured landmarks. And I have a link to that article from the Banderas News, thanks to them, in the show notes. And so that's the latest and greatest of what's happening on both sides of the Malecon. And like I said, just beware, be ready, because it looks like they're going to be doing that work probably through December, at least on the Malecon extension. The upper part of the Malecon, that's going to take some time. That'll probably, I'm guessing that's going to take a couple of years. All right. Well, September 1st marks our 1-year anniversary of living in Puerto Vallarta. Debbie and I moved from Southern California to Puerto Vallarta, actually September 1st last year. So we're happy. We're very, very happy being here. There are, we miss our 2 kids. We miss seeing them in person. We talk to them all the time on the phone. That's not a problem. But we do miss, giving them hugs. We both have brothers and sisters that we miss seeing in person, but we're talking with them on the phone just about every week. In fact, we probably talked with them now more than we talked with them when we lived in California. So we have a 2-bedroom place. If they want to, they want to come visit, they're always welcome here. And then next week, I'm going to fill you in on how Deb and I are keeping out of trouble, because you can get in a lot of trouble living in a tourist town where drinking and carrying on and partying never stops. So I'm going to tell you how we fill our days in productive ways and how we do it. We need to be able to balance our lives so we can survive. We'll talk about that next week. Let's get to the interview, shall we? I did one of my first interviews at Gaby's restaurant in May of 2017. The show was only 6 months old at the time when I interviewed Gabrielle, and she was kind enough to say yes. I sent her an email. I asked her if she would, take some time out of her busy day and talk with me on my new podcast and tell me the story of Gaby's Restaurant and Bar. So actually, you can still listen to that By the way, I put a link to it in the show notes, or you can go all the way back to episode number 21. Yep, 21 out of 256 of the show, and you can find it right back there, still there. And I actually have the blog post with pictures of Gaby and everything, so I'll have a link to that in the show notes. But now we're fast forwarding to today, and we're returning to Gaby's, and this time we're going to be talking with Gaby's younger brother, Julio. Julio is the head chef at Gaby's, and Julio is a dynamo. He is everywhere. He's a power to be reckoned with. Chef Julio, as you're going to hear during the interview, he's a historian. He's a lover of Mexico. He is an unabashed promoter and lover of all things Puerto Vallarta. You'll hear. He's a tour guide. And of course, he's a talented chef and an equally talented cooking instructor. Julio's going to tell us all about the classes that he teaches and what you should expect to learn by taking one of his cooking classes. He's going to talk about the menu at Gaby's and the history, including an incident that took place about 2 years ago when a dispute between a newly arrived neighbor and the restaurant made both national and international headlines. And I got Julio to talk a little bit about that legal battle where Gaby's ultimately prevailed. So let's go and revisit this iconic restaurant, which has survived and withstood the test of time, serving delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine, Vallarta style, right in the heart of Puerto Vallarta, just a few yards down the street from the iconic Iglesia de Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe, that beautiful church, that famous crown church that you see in all those travel guides, right? So let's go to Calle Mina 252 in Centro Vallarta, and let's meet Julio Cesar Casallon Perez, Chef Julio, at Gaby's Restaurant and Bar in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Chef Julio, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much. How are you? Thank you for coming again to your house, Gaby's Restaurant.
Thank you. And I love Gaby's, and everybody, all you listeners out there, you will love Gaby's too. You got to go. Tell everybody about yourself. You're from Puerto Vallarta. You're a pata salada, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm pata salada, salty food.
Yeah. So tell us about this place and how did it all start? How did Gaby's get started?
Bueno, when I say I'm pata salada or salty food, like is the translation, is because it's real. Puerto Vallarta, so if you remember, used to be a fishing village, and inclusive the name of salty food is because the commerce between when the long time ago, here if you follow the river Quale, on top of the river is Quale town.
Uh-huh.
It used to be a silver mine. So long time ago, one of the things to refine the silver, you should use mercury and sea salt. So
right.
who's the salty food? That guys who commerce with the sea salt
Really?
to the mountains. Yes, this is used to be the salt route. So not a lot of people know that.
No, I had no idea.
So I'm very proud of that. Just people think oh, you are salty food because you live next to the ocean.
But it wasn't even though. That was way up the mountains.
The beginning of this, the beginning of this region, the first commercial activity here was mining the silver. So that's the salty food. The guys who commerce with mules and donkeys, sea salt sacks.
Wow.
That's the salty food. So bueno, that's the reason my grandfather came to Puerto Vallarta back in the days. In 1926, Antonio Perez came to Vallarta from San Sebastián del Oeste, and my grandmother from Mascota came here to find an opportunity. And in some point, my father used to work in the silver mine over there because San Sebastián used to be a silver mine too.
Yeah.
And now it's a pueblo mágico, right? Beautiful.
Right.
So they came, my grandfather bought the property here that's the reason we are here in the middle of downtown, because in that age, my grandpa, before died, say me, Julio, I pay for this property, who now is Gaby's, 300 pesos.
Wow.
That's what he bought the property for 300 pesos. Now is the bill in any taqueria or taco truck, right?
Right.
So that's the beginning of why we are here. My grandpa, who bought that for more than 40 years, he used to be a barber right on the corner. Here behind us now is a new condo, but for more than 20 years it used to be the Bancomer,
Uh-huh.
the building of the Bancomer Bank. Before 40 or 50 years used to be right on the corner, who now is the kiosco in Juarez Street, the barber shop of my grandpa, Antonio Perez. So we're locals. We're locals from here. In 1989, my mom, whoever know her like Gaby, but she's real name is Cristina.
Uh-huh.
Gaby is my sister.
Yes.
Gaby is my older sister. We are two. We are Julio chef and my sister Gaby running Gaby's restaurant. So in 1989, my parents, Cesar Castillon and Cristina or Gaby, they started. Gaby's not like this restaurant who looks pretty 35 years ago. Started like a loncheria.
Uh-huh.
Gaby restaurant used to be a loncheria, or if you don't know what loncheria is, like a diner, like American diner
Right.
equivalent, no? But in this case, Mexican diner, or like a fast food for worker neighbor around there. So little by little with the savings, since 1989, turning the whole house into a restaurant.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. Wow.
And here we are. Every with the savings, turn the whole house into a restaurant, and here we are for us.
Wow. So this was in 1989 is when you built the restaurant itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, changing for more
From the
this property
loncheria.
have more than 100 years. So the restaurant started in 1989 with loncheria.
Yeah. Okay.
So a little adapt, or my parents started adapting the house of my grandparents
Uh-huh. Very
into
good.
a loncheria, and then they started with loncheria service, like a breakfast, and then started with fonda service. That's more like lunch special, comida corrida.
Okay.
And then because always this beautiful town, who we call it Puerto Vallarta, always is visitors, receive visitors from everywhere. So my dad, who used to have experience in the hotels, he was he born and raised in Yelapa.
Uh-huh. Oh,
From
really?
my father and Cesar Castillon, he born and raised in Yelapa, belongs to the native reservation Chacala.
Uh-huh.
Chacala, we call it Comunidad Indígena de Chacala.
Wow.
So like a native reservation, no? The equivalent of that.
Yeah.
His first job, he left the rancho, the farm or the town, very young, like 12 years, and started in the Camino Real Hotel, the first hotel of Vallarta,
Yeah.
who now is Hyatt Ziva, but used to be the first hotel with this, let's gonna call it, with 5 stars, with no house, with process, the first hotel who started like a chain.
Yeah.
Right? So that's also used to be a school for many other locals
Interesting.
who start to get job there, like the case of my dad.
All right.
That's the reason mom and dad in 1989, my dad said to my mom, my mom before to have the restaurant or started the loncheria, used to be a nurse in the hospital IMSS, Clínica 42, the 42. So they started with the experience. And little by little, without money, with a budget of downstairs in the restaurant, you will see in the wall the first day of operation of Gaby's. So they started with a small grill, a plancha,
Uh-huh.
and just like 2 tables, and a zarape and a cartulina with the price of 1 torta of ham, 1 torta of pierna.
It's all down there still?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's downstairs.
Yeah.
It's in at the entrance.
Uh-huh.
There you will see on the wall the picture of my dad, Cesar Castillon from Yelapa, and my mom, the nurse, who used to be the nurse, is right there.
Wow.
How they started? Little by little with the savings, expand the restaurant, expand the possibility, and here we are now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you are right near the church. I mean, this is the location is absolutely wonderful, right? You're right in the middle of town, which is just a sweet place to be. Tell us about your menu. What is you do lunch and dinner here?
Yeah, Gaby's now our service. We are open between 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's lunch and dinner.
Okay.
And then we have in the morning I am a chef. I went to the culinary school, but also I'm a certified tour guide. I went to the University of Guadalajara, Universidad de Guadalajara, to study a diploma who the Secretaría de Turismo, the Tourism Board Office, offer us to be a chef because I'm very proud to be Mexican and I'm very lucky to born here in Puerto Vallarta. So I feel like I could be a good, put my grain of sand, no, we call it el granito de arena, to be a promoter because everybody in Vallarta, if you don't know, 100%, the main activity here is visitors, tourism. So everybody's involved here, indirect or direct. The main activity is tourism, international, national, but or way to I feel I very passionate to be an ambassador of Mexico in general terms. So that's the reason I'm very passionate to the Mexican cuisine because I grew up here in this ambience of loncheria, comida corrida, in a family. So now that's my job. In the mornings, I have a experience here. I have a full experience who basically is a Mexican cooking class with market tour.
Okay. All right. So when someone takes this class, what kind of experience are they going to get? What are they going to do?
See, this class is the meeting point is here, Gaby's, no? We started the experience here. I have a blackboard downstairs, and people receive a shopping bag, and then receive the explanation of who's my family. Like we already say the experience in general terms. Who's my grandpa? Why we started the restaurant? Who's me? So we walk to the municipal market. The first market of Vallarta, it's at Old Town.
Right.
We're in downtown, so half a mile from here, 15 minutes if we consider it minutes. Is the Emiliano Zapata Municipal Market in Camichin Street. It's Lázaro Cárdenas Street with intersection Camichin. Right there is Emiliano Zapata Market. And that's the experience. We walked to there.
Okay.
We started
So that's really cool because now you're going from here. Now you're actually walking through town. You're not just going to the market. You're actually guiding them through town. And this is the older part of town, which is really it's a nice place to walk, right?
See? Yeah, exactly. And people who, for example, first timers in Puerto Vallarta, or inclusive expats who now decide to live here or have a vacation home, they sometimes they are new and they're very exciting to adapt to Mexico. And when they see or they hear about, there is a cooking class by a Chef Julio by Gaby. So that's a lot of my frequently students. So bueno, at the market we visit the tortilla factory, fish market, meat market, Martinez family. We visit Berta, Aurora, all the vendors who have 2-3 generations there. We visit and introduce you, and I say to the visitors, look at this is the number one. This is my providers and friends. Number two, if you travel, for example, it's very highly recommended if you help to improve the local economy, and this is the best way to do it.
Right.
And at the same time, you are discovering the real Mexico.
Yeah.
Right.
What a great
people.
idea. Of course. Right. So you're introducing them to, their local, who is going to be their local grocer one day, right?
Yeah. And also one of the advantages of Mexican cuisine is how fresh is, how delicious is. And people love that. I know. Well, I grew up here, and I know every Mexican is very proud to how amazing and delicious and fresh and healthy is Mexican food.
Right.
No? So after the market tour over there, we back. In this case, when we back, I have not recently I bought a Gaby's van. So
did you?
We back in a van
okay.
to more comfort.
Right.
So
it gets a little hot sometimes here, so it's not such a bad deal, right?
Yeah, and summer is very hot. So I consider important just walk one time, market. After that, we back to Gaby's.
Great idea.
And right here in the rooftop of Gaby's, with the best view, we have an amazing view to Banderas Bay and the church, the Guadalupe Church. We have the workstation with equipment. So at the end, during 4 hours and a half, sometimes 5, depend the group you're gonna experiment how to. For example, we have different menus. We have the Taco Tuesday menu for
Uh-huh.
people who love salsas and tacos. But the most popular class is the Best of Gaby's, who over there, who's the classic one, is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah.
We make, and the menu is we make a salsa bar first for our tacos. And what kind of salsa? We make salsa mexicana, nopalitos, pico de piña with habanero. We make also guacamole, molcajete, roasted salsa, avocado sauce, fake avocado sauce,
Uh-huh.
ranchero sauce, and matcha or mulata sauce. Then also I teach how to make handmade tortillas with the nixtamal who remember, part of the
Yeah.
stuff is the tortilla factory. And also in the Best of Gaby class, we have the chile rellenos, poblano pepper stuffed with panela cheese from El Tuito.
Right. Oh,
And the stellar play, the star plate of Gaby's, who is the mole from the scratch. I teach students how to make.
so you make mole from scratch, huh?
And it's the mole is the most famous top seller dish of Gaby's.
Yeah.
So I teach people how to make mole from the scratch with more than 35 ingredients.
Wow.
Just to mention is we use ancho, mulato, pasilla, chipotle, cascabel, puya, guajillo, pumpkin seed, sesame, peanuts, pecan, almond, raisins, cocoa beans, anise, clove, rosemary, tortilla, bread, animal cracker, plantain, tomato, tomatillo, garlic, onion, chicken stock, cocoa beans, and chocolate.
Easy for you to say.
See, with the
Wow.
practice, I have in my mind the ingredients.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you can put all that stuff together in during your 4-hour class. Is that
Yes,
really?
yes.
It's
sí.
amazing. So you get a lot of stuff done.
Sí, and red rice too.
Oh, really? So you make all right.
To
What's
side.
the secret to making the red rice? What is that?
When we use chili oil, not butter, we use you will see it's a Mexican rice. We use chili oil. Obviously, we buy the long grain rice.
Uh-huh.
Who first we with the colander and the zinc, we remove the starchy part or
Mhm.
el almidón, like we say in Mexico. After that, when you see the water comes translucent, not white, it's ready.
Yeah.
So then turn on the oil, the fry pan with oil, with enough space, no, for half kilo of rice. Put the rice, and we call it dorarlo.
Uh-huh.
Dorarlo is like saute.
Mix it around.
Mix it
Yeah.
around.
Uh-huh.
When it's like golden brown, light brown, we put the ranchero sauce.
Okay.
We make ranchero sauce, who is part of the class, because in the class, in the Best of Guys, for example, when we have the mole and chile relleno, we have the cowboy sauce ranchero, who does basically that sauce kill 2 birds with 1 stone,
Right.
because half of the sauce is for or chile rellenos to put on top of the rellenos,
Right.
and the other half is I dilute it with chicken stock of mole. So it's like a dilute the cowboy sauce red and pour in the
And
rice.
pour it in the rice. Yeah.
And then when you see the first bubble, put the lid, way low heat, put the lid, and when reduce the temperature, reduce the water, sorry, we add corn, onion, and poblano pepper.
And there you go. And
Just
then you
wait.
just
It's very easy. In 20 minutes or less, you have a very good red rice. Check how is the salty,
Mhm.
how is
make sure-
taste,
taste it. Yeah.
tasted, and that's it.
Wow. Okay. There you
Without
go.
bouillon cubes. Without,
Right?
yeah, no
is
bouillon cubes. A lot of
all-
MSG there. Don't consume that.
That's no. All right, so that's okay, everybody. Now you know how to make a really, really good red rice. But you're going to come here because Julio's going to teach you how to do that. And by the way, I'm going to take photos of everything here. So you come to the show notes, you can check out where Julio teaches his class. It's really pretty. It's like right up on top of the roof of this beautiful restaurant. Tell us about your menu, because you've basically told us, in talking about the Gaby special and all that in your classes, but kind of go over it, would you, a little bit? What's the most popular? I think you mentioned it, didn't you?
And about the items of my regular menu.
Yeah. What's the most popular menu item?
Number one now, for example, in this time, who is now this interview, we started the Pamagrana season. And with the Pamagrana season, we started the Chiles en Nogada season. So highly recommended if you visit between August until February, March, the Chile Nogadas.
Okay. All right.
If you don't know what's Chile Nogada, just try it. Put on Google. Chile Nogada is one of the most representative, iconic dishes of Mexico. Represent when Mexico get the independence against Spain. It's the Chile Poblano with the white sauce, who we call it Nogada, with the it's a walnut sauce with Oporto wine, goat cream cheese, a little bit of sugar, and then you make ground beef stuffing, something like the turkey. You know, in Thanksgiving, the American Thanksgiving, you put on stuffing on turkey. So more or less it's like that, but in the pepper. So it's a poblano pepper with that stuffing and the sauce, and last but not least, on top, the pomegranate seeds and parsley or cilantro. So it's like green, white, and red. That's my star dish during the season. I can have it all year. For example, highly recommend it you visit it. But the star dish all year is mole.
Okay.
We have the sauce, who is chicken mole poblano with refried beans and red rice. But also you can find it, one of my top seller dishes in the restaurant is one plate who you will see it in my menu, like Cinco de Mayo. Like the famous Cinco de Mayo fiesta.
Yeah.
I call it Cinco de Mayo because it's a giant plate with samplers. O sea, have one chile relleno, one green enchilada, one oaxaqueño tamal, and one piece of chicken mole with refried beans or red rice. That's highly recommended too, and it's a lot of food.
Sounds good.
You can share
yummy.
it.
Yeah.
Don't missing please or Caesar salad. A stable size Caesar salad. Same thing. I've been before to Tijuana, to the restaurant who invented Caesar salad, who is in the Avenida Revolucion, and I came with the original recipe, who is table size Caesar salad with the Parmigiano, with the croutons. You will see it. You will love it. So if you're here, like appetizer, order that. Or camarones al tequila, highly recommend, or coconut shrimp. There's a lot of things there, but that's just to mention a few.
Yeah. Oh well, it's a big menu. Again, and you do great. You do great work on it. I will put pictures of some of the dishes in the show notes. Check them out, and of course, I'll give links to Gaby's. They've got Facebook page, and they've got all that food porn there. They got everything that you want.
Or you can see my. Sometimes I'm a social media guy. Content creator, you wanna see it like that?
Yeah, you are.
You will see a lot of my videos, who is now sharing some of the locals. I have like couple recipes of how to cook a lot of the traditional Mexican recipes, tamales, pastor tacos, birria soup tacos, everything. Or inclusive, I have a section who is the joyas gastronómicas de Puerto Vallarta. My content is in Spanish, obviously, because it's my first language. I have a couple of videos in English, so I'm going to start at both, little by little.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%. My English is not
Your English
super
is great,
perfect,
brother. It is so good.
I try to improve it every time. But yeah, how do you say joyas gastronómicas?
Yeah, the jewels, the food, the food that are the jewels, right? The gems, the good ones.
So that's what one of my popular videos, or a lot of my popular videos is that thing who I remove my chef jacket and I visit small places who have in Puerto Vallarta many years, who probably sometimes they don't have like the fame of fancy restaurant who appear in the big magazines or newspaper or websites, but they don't need it. They just, for example, El Tacón de Marlin, or the son of the Pastor Tacos in Pitillal. So I have a lot of this content who people love it because it's like the real food of Mexico, right?
Yeah, and you're sharing places that you like too, and I think that, I mean, that's what everybody needs to know. I mean, this is what the people who live here are eating, and this is what they love too, right?
Yes. If you see, for example, my content, you will see I'm a frequently customer of the Carnitas Tacos in Santa Cruz, in the street, or the churro guy there, or for example, El Carboncito Tacos, Birria Robles. Inclusive, I have a video who's viral, and one of my favorite tacos is off the beaten path. The name is Tacos El Flaco. It's
Okay.
over there in La San Esteban, far away. Probably,
Oh, yeah. That's a long way away.
long way, but it's delicious. Highly recommended. Tacos El Flaco, Pastor Tacos. If you don't know where is it, just check the video. It's well worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have links to all of his social media in the show notes. You'll have to check it out and work on it. If you don't speak Spanish, doesn't matter. You can totally see what's happening there and work on your Spanish, for goodness sake. Come on, get with it.
See, and now we have the advantage who, for example, TikTok give you subtitles. Doesn't matter if the content creators is speaking English or Spanish,
right?
I can see the translation immediately.
I should do that with some of my stuff. Okay, I got it now. Now you've given me some ideas.
It's part of the benefits of the technology now.
Oh
how
my
advanced
gosh.
is this? How can I say? It's like artificial intelligence. Who knows what? But there's gonna now. If you don't communicate with anybody in the world, it's because you don't want.
Because exactly, there's something about it that you don't want to do. So there you have it. All right, so let's leave Gabby's just for a minute. Let's just go and talk a little bit about what you like to do, like on your day off. If you had a day off and you were going to go somewhere just for the day, what would you do? Where would you go?
For example, if I had like a free weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job, because I'm a traveler. I'm a foodie. 3 days is enough. It's not enough days for something far. But if I have like 1 week and 3 days, of course, immediately I visit something close to Puerto Vallarta. For example, I love tequila. Tequila Jalisco. Not tequila. I love tequila.
But the place tequila.
The place tequila, not the drink. Because probably not a lot of people know, but tequila is a drink. It's the most representative agave drink from Mexico. But the birthplace of this drink is Tequila Jalisco. It's one of the municipalities of 124 municipalities of the state of Jalisco. Cuna del mariachi and tequila, or birthplace of tequila and mariachi. So yeah, definitely I go to tequila or something. I love pueblos mágicos, and I think a lot of Mexicans love to visit pueblos mágicos.
Sure.
In Jalisco, in my stay, we have a lot of pueblos mágicos. We have Ajijí, we have Cocula, we have Lagos de Moreno, we have Mascota, Talpa, San Sebastián del Oeste, who's not relative, is not
too far.
1 hour and 30 minutes, you are there.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful town with good weather. If you hate, for example, now it's very hot in Puerto Vallarta, so for sure over there in the mountains, in the Sierra Madre, will be more fresh, no?
Yeah.
So we call it desconectarnos. I love to desconectarme a little bit in the mountains, no? I love that part and enjoy the food there with this restaurant who's in the middle of the highway and have the wood fire comal with the masa, and there is the atole vendors and the abuelitas making the handmade tortillas, right? With the carne asada on the side. I love that. I love requesón, jocoqui cheese, panela cheese fresh, molcajete salsa, that kind of thing. Birrias too, from the holes.
Yeah.
O sea, because the authentic one is digs holes on the ground and bake or roasted or cook it on the ground.
Yeah.
No, like in Hawaii. In Hawaii, I heard rumor. Never been before to Hawaii, but I heard.
But that's how they do it, right? They wrap it up in banana leaves and off we go, right?
See, I think a lot of, for example, that kind of techniques came to Mexico from the Pacific Islands.
Sure, yeah.
See, that's the reason we do that. So yeah, of course, 3 days, weekend, tequila or any of Pueblo Mágico, Mascota, who's not from here, and I have a lot of family there.
Yeah, so that makes it easy for you.
You remember, my grandpa is from San Sebastián, so I visit San Sebastián. My grandmother used to be from Mascota, so I went and visit primos, primas over there, my cousin and aunts who is there.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, we love both of those places. We love San Sebastián and we love Mascota. If you had a word of advice for a first-time visitor to Puerto Vallarta, other than coming to Gaby's to have a wonderful meal or to get a cooking class, what kind of advice would you give that first-time visitor?
Beside Gaby's?
Yeah.
A ver, let's see. You know what? One of the great ideas who consider it great, and if you are foodie, I think Mexico. If you're Mexico, you wanna try Mexican food, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things who is phenomenal is the taco tours or the Vallarta food tours. Doesn't matter. Exist many companies who do that. For example, here I have for 10 years the friendship and arrangement with Vallarta Food Tour,
Uh-huh.
who is top rated company. I think now is part of the top 5 best food tours in the world.
Really?
So
Yeah.
worldwide. So that's a great idea because if you don't know not if you wanna discover the authentic local places to eat, they have the different varieties of tours depend the neighborhood, Versailles or the old downtown tour, the evening taco tour. That's one thing to do. Or if you are more like a adventure guy, here is the Sierra Madre with many options to do. If you like ATV to La Sierra or the zip lines or visit just hikings, it's many of hiking who is inclusive free.
Yeah.
Boca hiking to how do you say the small beach?
Oh, Las Animas.
Las Animas, Colomitos.
Uh-huh.
Exist many other. Inclusive visit not far from here is Nayarit. O sea, we share the banderas with the two beautiful states, Nayarit and Jalisco.
Right.
Visit San Pancho, visit Sayulita, El Cerro del Mono, the Monkey Mountain. Enjoy here the La Playa.
Yeah.
Go to snorkeling, scuba diving, right?
Well, so in other words, just do everything, right?
See, yeah, it's a lot of the Vallarta. We have good luck to be here because we have the mountain, we have La Playa, right? So, or just relax, enjoy and drinking a margarita and relax and enjoy the life.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so how do you make a margarita here? What's your specialty?
Margarita is one of, obviously, if you come to Gaby's, try it now in this season is a pomegranate margarita.
Okay.
Highly recommended. So I'm gonna give you two recipes: the classic one and the pomegranate one.
Okay.
Okay. Started with the classic one. In the Boston glass, the shaker, you're gonna put 3/4 of the content of ice cube, and then good tequila. I prefer to use white tequila, no? But it's to your liking, no?
Sure.
To your tequila to your liking, 2 ounces.
Okay.
2 ounces of tequila.
So what's 2 ounces? Like 2 shots?
Ajá,
Is it a shot and a half?
it's in the bar is a jigger. It's like a special cone, or
Right.
like a funnel who you put the content. So 2 ounces, 1 ounce is 45 milliliters. So 90, it's more, it's a
That's
good.
Yeah.
So put the tequila there and then put Controy or orange
Okay.
liquor, Controy, the green bottle,
Right.
2 ounces again. And 2 ounces of fresh lime. I recommend to use lime, not lemon.
Okay.
Lime.
Yeah.
Fresh lime, the orange liqueur, and the tequila. And ice. Put the lid, shake the Boston glass, and prepare your margarita glass.
Okay.
Could be vidrio soplado, no? Put in the sal or tajin around the cup, and then just pour the content there, and you will. That's the classic way to do
That's
it.
just it.
It will be strong, delicious, and refresh. That's the classic one. The pomegranate one is more or less similar, but you're gonna buy or you're gonna need pomegranate liqueur. You couldn't find that by provider of that liqueur is Vinos America. It's very easy to find the store because it's in the middle of in the main street of Basilio Vadillo in front of the Pancake House.
Yeah,
right?
easy to see.
Just buy the Pagua. It's a beautiful red liqueur.
It's called Pagua?
Pagua.
Okay.
That's the name of the brand.
Okay.
But it's pomegranate liqueur.
Pomegranate liqueur. Okay.
Could be possible to find maybe another one. I don't know, but I use Pagua.
Yeah.
Pagua, 2 ounces of that. Step to use the Controy.
Oh, okay.
So pomegranate liqueur, lime, and tequila.
Gotcha.
Shaker glass with ice cube. Put everything there. Shake it. Put it in the margarita glass, and don't forget to put on top pomegranate seeds.
Right.
Now you will find if you want to support local, go to Pitillal, and there is Don Fernando in the corner of the main avenue of Pitillal. It's a guy who have a truck. It's like a camioneta.
We actually saw him today.
See?
Yeah. Now, okay. Now give me. All right. So He's got this pomegranate. It looks like a pomegranate, but it's got a green skin and it's red seeds on the inside. From where we're from, the pomegranate is red on the outside and red on the inside. So what's with the green skin?
Yeah,
It's just
actually,
different kind of a pomegranate?
yeah, it's on other variety, but now I use both,
Okay.
but it's more common. The first pomegranates who came here is that one,
This is the green one.
the green one.
Okay.
You will find all after probably the red one, who is more like we call it color vino, more like red, intense red.
Yeah.
This one who we talk about, because sometimes this green one is not very red.
Not red. It's
Red,
more
not red,
pink or
red.
something.
See, but it differently is pomegranate, but it's different varieties.
Interesting. Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That was the first time I've noticed that. But yeah, okay, I'll have a picture of him. Now he's on, what is he on? He's on, what are the streets, you know? I don't know. I'll put him on the map. So I'll have a Google map of where he's got his cart.
See,
There.
it's in the main avenue of the camiones, of the buses.
Yeah.
And when it's the Doctor Simi, the Farmacia Simi, you will see the doll dancing on the street and right on the corner.
And he's there.
The doctor who
the dog. Yeah.
who
yeah,
it's a dancer doctor.
The dancing doctor, right?
The dancing doctor.
Yeah.
And then the corner, they always is there.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'll have a picture of him on the show notes. But yeah, that's amazing. So okay, so those are the two ways to make the margaritas that you make here in the house. So, all right, very good. All right. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about, you had there was a little bit of controversy about almost 2 years ago, I think it was, right? You had some neighbor was didn't like your music, didn't like the noise that was coming out of the restaurant. Could you mind talking a little bit about that?
Yes,
Okay.
a lot of people, because that was it, of course, 2 years ago, but generally a lot of polemic here in general terms, and not only in Puerto Vallarta.
No, I mean, it was international news. Yeah, totally.
Because how
All right,
happened
so
this-
how did that happen? How did that start? What happened?
Bueno, so this is the more or less the history, and you already heard me. I have my grandpa came here like 1925, so we're not new here.
No.
We're locals. The first I came from the third. I'm the third generation in Puerto Vallarta. So Gaby's restaurant had more than 35 years,
Yeah.
36 years this year. Bueno, couple years ago, not a lot, probably 6, 7, I'm not sure. But somebody next to us, relative close, next door to us, somebody from other country bought a house next to us, a big house, a beautiful house.
Yeah.
Who spent, I don't know, spent a lot of money in that.
Sure,
You know how is the
right.
price now of everything. So spend the money and buy the house, remodeling the house. So rebuild the last house and make it fancy, no?
Uh-huh.
So little by little, when the pass of the years, this couple started to complain about the operation of Gaby's. Operation is, for example, high season. Bueno, Gaby's popular. We receive a lot of people, and sometimes it's the outdoor deck who we have there. And then then when I have a lot of people, for looks who a lot of people is talking
Sure.
because they are drinking, they are enjoying a glass of wine, or just you're in vacation, obviously.
Yeah, you're in a
Mexico.
restaurant. You're talking with your friends and family.
So sometimes that generally attract to some of the, if you see here in the touristic strip, who's Malecon, the boardwalk and the downtown, sometimes it's some musician who is just walking all over the downtown and the boardwalk between restaurants,
Mhm.
asking for offering music. So,
For tips, yeah.
So bueno, because Gaby's always have clients who constantly say, "Oh yes, play for me La Bamba," or a song, right?
Right.
El Maria, Tequila, whatever. No, I don't know the songs, but songs, playing songs for happy clients. So my neighbor started to complain about that kind of operation, who is too loud every day. I need to hear the music of Mexican music who you're playing and the operation. So little by little, one time, you say, what can I do? Es que I'm here for many years. I'm a Mexican restaurant. This is the way to be, no?
Yeah.
So one time, just one day, these persons wake up. Bueno, no, they up with the idea to start something more controversial against me or aggressive.
Uh-huh.
So they start a lawsuit, a big aggressive lawsuit against me and the city hall of Puerto Vallarta, with the objective or goal to shut down the restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Also, you find in the way tricky law with state court, who is not something small. When
Uh-huh.
you go there, you means who you know people, you have resources, you know people,
Right.
lawyers and the judge, the people there. No, so they start a very aggressive big lawsuit against the restaurant, and they shut me down. They shut me down 2-3 months, 2 years ago, and after that, with the intervention of obviously, I went to friends and lawyers and city hall. So start a defend.
Yeah.
No, start my own defend, find a way to open again. And in some point, this one, when I discovered how this case have something not fair, and I start to feel not supported by the core, by how in general terms was illegal.
Uh-huh.
Illegal way to legal because somebody authority give you paper, o sea, give you like the order to lasso. So, and but you discover, if you start to check the law, some court using illegal one. The system
Yeah, they're using the
affecting
system. Yeah.
me like a local. So now one day I decide, one of the waiters saying, why you don't complain? Because that's ridiculous, no? How somebody who is unhappy. Imagine this. I'm gonna give you an example. Imagine me, opposite side. I have enough resources to move me and buy a house where probably in New Orleans. And I buy a house in the middle of the street when it's the jazz.
Yeah.
And then I start to be unhappy and say, shut down every person who play jazz around me because I'm here. Or in Las Vegas. How about if I buy a house in Las Vegas, in the strip, and start a lawsuit against the casinos and the bars who's next to me?
Right.
Because I bought an expensive house.
It's ridiculous, right?
No,
Yeah.
makes sense, no? Because first time why you buy a house in the middle and then expect peace.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
You wanna adapt, or you wanna know, you wanna be conscious about what is the situation.
Of course. You should know this. These are things you should know, right?
Puerto Vallarta, in general terms, is a friendly city with people from all over. From all over, everybody here is welcome. But it's many places, for example, with, for example, Conchas Chinas, or El Tigre,
Mhm.
or Punta Mita, who is 100%, how do you say? Like residential area,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Residential area without, for sure, if you buy a house there, no restaurant next door, and 2-3 doors,
Right.
no restaurant.
The mariachis won't be there every night.
Probably, yes, if somebody is a birthday, no?
Well,
and
maybe,
it's
yeah. There you
Mexican.
go, yeah.
But I think in Mexico, we are more that, like, it's something who, how can I explain you? I'm a Mexican, and it's so strange who somebody came and start a lawsuit and complain about music. That's like a very strange, because just to put you in perspective, if you visit any of the neighborhood like Pitillal, San Esteban, Coapinole, over there is a very common practice. You will see, for example, workers after the work, 8 hours, hotel, restaurants, congregate in the street and the sidewalks. Friends buy couple beers from the big bottle.
Yeah,
And
Caguamas.
somebody then start with a speaker, the banda and the music, and that's the way to be there. And nobody complain. Imagine somebody start complaining and last again. So that's the reason the case turned controversial. The case because the controversy started when I appeared in my TikTok, exposing how I was feeling, right?
Right.
And a lot of people started to share it's not Josh. Why, if you are in Mexico, how you do that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, este, at the end, in the beginning, it started bad, and then I won, and I received a lot of support of people of Mexico,
Yeah.
or not only Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and bueno, you will see a lot of videos about that there online.
Uh-huh.
I'm okay now. I am the Gaby's is open, and I hope to be here more years. But this is more like I think uh, like a lesson, or like a Gabby's could be, this case could be like a somebody who sometimes, if you, for example, it's not, I have a lot of friends from the United States, for example, but sometimes some people maybe probably they don't understand other cultures
Right.
because they grew up in a different environment, ambience. I know United States is the greatest country in the world with a lot of laws and other way to see the life. So if you decide to move, for example, to Latin America, doesn't matter, Mexico, Colombia, wherever, you should adapt first, or little check the neighbor, who will
Okay.
be your neighbor, who will be, how is in the place who you wanna move.
Yeah.
Mexico is magic. Mexico is colorful, flavorful. Is a lot of music everywhere. For example, Jalisco here is the mariachi, the birthplace of mariachi. So if you are like a bitter person or sour, probably it's not a good idea to be here. And more if you are in the middle of downtown of everywhere, right?
Absolutely.
So if you maybe come to Mexico, like it's highly recommended if you try to adapt, no, adapt to
Yeah.
Mexico. I don't, because you're moving to another country. It's like me. If I go to United States, I wanna be like there, right? So just like a lesson, everybody is welcome here in Puerto Vallarta. Este, just respect the culture, and eat, and try to, for example, interact with
Hmm.
the locals, right? You wanna
Yeah.
learn a
Absolutely.
lot of, you wanna discover great people and also, for example, you wanna, if you are Canadian American, you wanna improve your
Yeah.
Spanish, right?
Yeah.
See, it's great. I know a lot of locals, because I have a lot of friends here, a lot of friends who speak English and say, I wanna practice my Spanish, but everybody speak with me English, so I don't have the opportunity. And yes, a lot of the locals also, when you see you speak English, they try to speak English
They
with you
do.
because it's a way to practice. They wanna practice.
Yeah.
So that's the, for example, I learn English not because I went to the school. It's just because practice. So if
Sure.
you wanna practice Spanish or learn Spanish, highly recommend to interact with locals in Spanish, right?
Sure.
It's very great. It's the idea, or watch movies, a lot of good movies here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Espanol or books,
Very,
etc.
very good. Well, I agree with you 150%. I think more people should learn Spanish, especially if they're coming to live here, right? I mean, if you're coming here to visit, you know, I understand you don't have to learn the language, but if you're living here for a long period of time, you really got to put in the energy and you put in the effort for sure. All right. Well, thanks for talking to me about it. So you won the lawsuit. They're all done now.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm Gaby's is open, and that's the unique thing who I get. I stay in my own lane, my own lane. O sea, when I start to saw this guy complaining, I say, you know what? I'm a small business. I need to run my restaurant. I don't care what you. So probably that's the reason this guy decided to start a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And I never expect how it's
That kind of reaction, huh?
the
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah.
But at the end, that's 2 years ago. Now we are here, new time. I don't care. No hard feelings for nobody. Yus, Gaby is here and Chef Julio is here. In general, I'm not I always say happy. I'm a happy person, and I'm very proud of Mexico and the Mexican culture. So if you are around Puerto Vallarta, so visit us and enjoy a amazing food here or a cooking class, you want to submerge
Yeah.
better in this Mexican culture.
Absolutely. Well, all right. So tell everybody where we're going to find you. Where are you at?
Oh, okay,
Your
Gaby.
address.
We are here in the heart of Puerto Vallarta. We're located downtown. If you figure out where is the Guadalupe Church, imagine just is 1.5 blocks from there. The street is Mina, intersection with Hidalgo. Mina and Hidalgo Street. We have next to us one of the tourism board office of Puerto Vallarta. There is Turismo. And there is, you will see Gaby's with a big sign there.
Very good. Very good. I'll have all that in the show notes, of course. And you've got all your social media. You're on TikTok now, huh? So you've got TikTok. You've got Instagram too. Okay, so I'll have all those. I'll have all the links to that in the show notes as well. Julio, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I want to thank you for taking the time. This has been a really, really very interesting interview, and you can tell that you know your stuff. You know Puerto Vallarta. You are that tour guide that you went off to become, on top of the fact that you are an amazing chef. And I want to thank you again for taking your time and talking with me and reintroducing Gaby's restaurant to my listeners. I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much, guys. And if you are hearing this podcast maybe in United States or Canada, and you never been before to Puerto Vallarta, don't think it twice. Come to Puerto Vallarta, visit us, and you're going to receive the most amazing experience in your life.
Absolutely. Julio, thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julio. You are one of a kind, hombre. You have the spirit, the Vallarta spirit, my friend. If you want to learn to cook Mexican food, his classes are top-notch. The facilities on the roof of the restaurant, they're clean, they're professional. The views from there, they're stunning. You're surrounded by all that beauty, and then you're learning how to cook and how to shop. It's a great experience. And of course, the experience of letting them cook for you is what'll keep you coming back to Gaby's Restaurant and Bar. A top-notch Vallarta service, their rich flavors of Mexico. Make sure that you visit Gaby's the next time you're in Puerto Vallarta. And believe me, you'll be happy that you did. I have pictures of the restaurant, of the rooftop where the cooking class takes place. I've got some food porn. I've got links to Julio's TikTok and YouTube channels where he goes and he videos these local Vallarta restaurants and shops and places, places that he's got one that he goes to his barber. Okay. I also have Facebook links there. I've got a map that'll take you right to the front door of Gaby's Restaurant and Bar in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. All right, well, that should do it for this week. Stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant excursion ideas, and more. Hey, until then, remember this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and your suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, well, please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending us your message. And remember, if you are considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com. That's JR's website. Reserve through him right from his website. Hey, remember, JR has experienced a bit of that septiembre hardship himself. So if you're planning on taking a tour when you come to Puerto Vallarta, maybe you should buy your ticket right now. Help him out, right? And remember, this is a value for value proposition. It's his experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you would do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. It costs no more than if you were going to use someone else. So just do it, really. And when you do take one of these tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. Don't forget, he's got his maps, he's got the DIY tour, everything there, links and all that stuff in my show notes. And once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and follow and share with a lover of Puerto Vallarta, or give me a good review wherever or however you happen to be listening. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode I create. But if you haven't been to my website, you really need to have a look there. I have links to the places that we talk about, interesting pictures, and more right there in the blog posts and in the show notes for each episode of the show. So check them out for sure if you haven't already, all right? thank you so much to Julio Cesar Castañon Perez, Chef Julio from Gaby's Restaurant and Bar. Take a cooking class with him, really. And or visit the whole family, have lunch or dinner in a beautiful Vallarta-style setting with lovely, attentive staff right down the street from that famous church. I have all the information in the show notes at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. And thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off with a wish for you to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
De Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Oh, oh, oh. Ahora solo camino eterno por la playa, me encuentro junto al río cuando todo está en calma. Pronto cae la noche, me brillas Puerto Vallarta.